Listen, before you speak, before you move, before you show a single card, understand this. The loudest man in the room is rarely the most dangerous one. He is the most watched. Power does not announce itself. Power waits. Power watches. Power lets the weak talk themselves into a corner while it studies the exits. You have been taught to share, to explain yourself, to seek approval before you act. That teaching was not a gift. It was a leash. From this moment, you learn a different law. The men who shape the world do not narrate their rise. They live it in silence and let the world find out only when it's already too late to stop them. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. If you feel that in your chest right now, drop your own empowering phrase in the comments. One line. Something you'll repeat to yourself when the noise comes for you. Make it yours. Why men talk and why it destroys them. Understand the weakness before you kill it. Men talk because they are afraid. They speak their plans out loud to feel real. They confess their dreams to strangers to borrow a little courage. Every word is a quiet begging. See me. Believe in me. Tell me I can. But here is the cold truth. When you announce your plan, you do not gain allies. You gain witnesses. And witnesses become critics. Critics become obstacles. And some of them, the ones smiling widest, become thieves. The man who tells everyone he is climbing hands them a map to trip him. He turns his ambition into gossip, and gossip into ammunition. The man who tells no one simply arrives one day, standing where they never expected, holding what they never saw coming. Machiavelli said it plainly. Keep your intentions hidden, and your enemy fights shadows. Reveal them, and you hand him the sword yourself. So train your mouth like you train your body. When they ask what you are building, smile and say, nothing worth talking about. Then go build it. Let them mistake your silence for emptiness. Let them believe you have no plan at all. Their blindness is your advantage. Your ambition is not a conversation. It is a private war. And wars are lost the moment the enemy learns your position. Comment your one line of steel below. The phrase you whisper when the doubt creeps in. Say it before you type it, and let the next silent man read it. Talk less, move more, reveal nothing you have not chosen to reveal. If this hits something in you like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence. Emerge as a force. The psychology of the unreadable man. There is a specific fear people feel around a man they cannot read. They do not know what he wants, so they cannot buy him. They do not know what he fears, so they cannot threaten him. They do not know his next move, so they cannot defend against it. He becomes a locked door in a house full of open windows, and a locked door drives men mad. This is the power of the unreadable man. Not coldness for its own sake, containment. He feels everything. He reveals nothing he has not chosen to reveal. His calm is not empty, it is loaded. The world runs on information. Every reaction you give is a data point handed to someone who may one day use it against you. Flinch, and they learn your fear. Boast, and they learn your hunger. Complain, and they learn your wound. So you give them nothing to work with. Train yourself. When they provoke you, let your face stay still. When they celebrate too early, let your silence answer. When they dig for your plans, offer them a smile and an empty sentence. Let them leave the conversation knowing less than when they entered. The mask is not a lie. The mask is armor, and a man in armor walks through rooms that would wound anyone else. Comment your one line of steel below. The phrase that keeps your face calm when your blood runs hot. Say it before you type it. Become the man they cannot read, cannot rush, cannot move. That man owns every room he enters. If this reached something in you, like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence. Emerge as a force. Protect your peace, like its territory. Your peace is not soft. Your peace is the ground you fight from. Understand this. A restless mind makes reckless decisions. A man drowning in other people's noise cannot hear his own strategy. And the world knows this, so the world will try to flood you with drama that is not yours, with opinions you never asked for, with urgency designed to pull you off your path. Every notification is a hand reaching into your kingdom, hoping to move something. Guard it. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every insult deserves a response. Silence is often the sharpest reply a man can give, because it tells the other person something brutal without a single word. You are not important enough to move me. Let them feel that. Let them wonder why their bait never catches. The weak man reacts to everything. He is a puppet, and every stranger holds a string. Say the right word, and he rages. Show the right face, and he crumbles. He calls this being real. It is not real. It is being ruled. A man ruled by his reactions is a man owned by anyone patient enough to push the button. You will be different. You will build walls around your mind like a king builds them around his capital, ruthlessly, without apology, without explanation. Some rooms you leave, some people you answer less, some noise you simply refuse to carry. And slowly, the chaos that once ran your life goes quiet because you stopped giving it a door. The men who conquer the outer world first learn to rule the inner one. There is no throne out there for a man who cannot sit still within himself, master the storm inside, and the storms outside lose their power to move you. Protect your peace the way a soldier protects his position. It is not selfish, it is survival, it is the calm from which every clear decision is made. Comment your one line of steel below, the phrase you repeat when the noise tries to pull you under. Say it out loud before you type it, and let the next silent man draw strength from it. If this reached something in you like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence. Emerge as a force, the art of the hidden move. Here is how the powerful actually operate. Watch closely, because they will never explain it to you. They move in layers. What they show you is never the whole plan. It is the decoy. They let you stare at the loud thing so you never notice the quiet thing that actually matters. While your eyes follow one hand, the other hand is already at work. This is not deception for its own sake. This is strategy. The world is full of watchers, and a watcher who sees your real move is a watcher who can stop it. Understand the mathematics of power. Attention spent on you is attention that can be turned against you. Every eye you attract is a potential obstacle, a potential thief, a potential rival who now knows exactly where to strike. So the powerful starve the world of information. They make their success look like luck, their preparation look like talent, their years of silent labor look like an overnight arrival. And the crowd, blind to the work, calls them lucky, gifted, chosen. Let them. Their misunderstanding is your armor. While others chase applause, the dangerous man collects leverage. While others post their wins, he compounds them in the dark. He knows applause is a loan the crowd will demand back with interest, so he refuses it. He would rather be underestimated and free than admired and watched. Let them underestimate you. This is not an insult to swallow, it is a weapon to wield. The man they do not take seriously is the man they never prepare for. He walks past every defense because no one thought to build one against him. He wins before the fight begins because his enemy never knew a fight was coming. So plan in silence. Let no one hold the full map of your ambition. Give each person only the piece they need and never the whole design. Move when the moment is ready, not when your ego is impatient. And when you strike, strike once, clean and complete. Do not warn. Do not threaten. Threats are for men who are not sure they can win. The certain man says nothing and simply acts. Then let the results speak. Let your arrival be the announcement you refuse to make in words. Let them scramble to understand how a man they ignored is suddenly standing above them, holding what they wanted, calm as still water. That silence, that unbothered calm, will unsettle them more than any speech ever could. The loud man tells you what he will do. The powerful man shows you what he has already done. Be the second man, always. Comment your one line of steel below. The phrase that keeps you patient when your ego begs you to speak too soon. Say it out loud before you type it, and let the next silent man carry it into his own war. If this reached something in you, like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence. Emerge as a force. Cut the ones who feed on your fire. Not everyone around you wants you to win. Accept this now before it costs you. Some of the people closest to you need you exactly where you are. Small enough to relate to, struggling enough to feel superior to. Your comfort is their comfort, and the moment you begin to rise, you break the quiet agreement they never told you about. Your growth becomes an accusation. It forces them to look at their own stillness, and most men would rather pull you down than face that mirror. They will not attack you openly. That would be too easy to see. Instead, they discourage you gently. They just want to be realistic, they say. They laugh at your dream a half second too long. They remind you of every past failure the moment you speak of a future win. They call it concern. It is not concern. It is fear dressed as friendship, and it is more dangerous than any open enemy because you invite it in and hand it a seat at your table. Understand the danger clearly. An enemy with a sword you can see, you brace for him, you guard against him, but the man who drains you with a smile, the one who plants doubt while pretending to protect you, slips past every defense you have. He does not need to beat you. He only needs to convince you to beat yourself, to hesitate, to shrink, to settle. And too many strong men have been talked out of greatness by people who claim to love them. So you must learn to watch not what people say, but what they do to your energy. After you speak with them, are you lifted or drained, larger or smaller, more certain of your path, or suddenly full of doubt you did not arrive with? The body knows before the mind admits it. Trust that quiet signal. It is telling you the truth your politeness wants to ignore. You do not have to hate them. Hatred is loud and it wastes your fire. You simply have to stop feeding them, stop handing them your plans, stop believing your dreams where their doubt can reach them. Some connections you cut cleanly and you feel lighter the moment you do. Others you do not cut at all. You simply go quiet around them. You share less. You reveal nothing that matters. And quiet, in the end, is enough. A fire does not argue with the wind. It just moves behind a wall and keeps burning. Guard the flame like your life depends on it, because in every way that matters, it does. What you are building took years to light. Discipline, vision, self-belief, the willingness to try again after the world knocked you down. A single cold hand, one careless comment absorbed on the wrong night, can put out what took you a decade to build. Do not let casual people near something you paid for in blood. Choose the room you grow in with ruthless care. Fewer voices, higher standards. People who sharpen you instead of softening you. A man becomes the average of what surrounds him. So surround yourself with fire, not with fog. Protect the flame, and one day it becomes something no wind can ever reach again. Comment your one line of steel below, the phrase that reminds you to protect your fire when the doubt of others tries to reach it. Say it out loud before you type it, and let the next silent man guard his own flame with it. If this reached something in you, like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence. Emerge as a force. Discipline, the silent language of the strong. Talk is cheap because it costs nothing. Discipline is priceless because it costs everything. And the gap between those two things is the gap between the man you are and the man you swear you will become. Watch how the weak announce. The weak man declares the workout, then films himself declaring it. The strong man is already 3 years in, silent, no audience, no applause. The weak man announces the new version of himself to anyone who will listen. The strong man became that version alone in the dark and never once mentioned it. When you meet him, you simply feel it. You feel the weight of a man who kept promises no one saw him make. This is the code the world tries to make you forget. Your word to yourself matters more than your word to anyone else. Break a promise to another man and you lose his trust. Break a promise to yourself and you lose something far worse. You lose your own respect. And a man who does not respect himself will chase it in every empty place, in praise, in approval, in the eyes of people who do not care, because he abandoned the one place it is actually built. It is built alone. It is built quietly. It is built in the moments no one is watching. Every promise you keep with no witness forges something inside you that cannot be faked. Wake before the world does, while it still sleeps and offers you no reward for rising. Do the hard thing before it becomes urgent, before fear forces your hand. Sit inside discomfort until it stops ruling you, until the cold, the hunger, the boredom, the burn no longer command your decisions. Not for a camera, not for a caption, for the man in the mirror who knows every excuse you have ever told and cannot be lied to. Understand what discipline truly is. It is not motivation. Motivation is a guest. It arrives loud, stays briefly, and leaves the moment things get hard. Discipline is the structure that remains after the guest is gone. It is doing the thing precisely when you do not feel like it, precisely when every part of you begs to stop. Feelings are weather. They pass. Discipline is the mountain that does not move when the storm rolls through. Build the mountain, and the weather stops running your life. And here is the quiet power of it. Discipline is a language spoken without a single word, and everyone can hear it. It is in how you carry yourself. It is in what you refuse. It is in the calm of a man who no longer needs permission, who no longer begs the world to believe in him because he has already proven himself to the only judge that counts. People sense it before you speak. They straighten a little. They choose their words more carefully. They cannot name it, but they feel the presence of a man who governs himself, and self-governed men are rare, and rare things command respect. The world is loud with men explaining who they plan to be. Let them talk. Let them narrate a rise that never comes, mistaking noise for progress, applause for achievement. You will do the opposite. You will go silent and let your life get loud in your place. Let the results speak. Let the body speak. Let the calm, the discipline, the quiet certainty in your eyes say everything your mouth refused to say. That is a language no liar can fake and no talker can borrow. It is earned in private, one kept promise at a time. So make the promise today that no one will witness. Then keep it tomorrow when no one claps. Then keep it again when it is hardest, when you are tired, when quitting would be so easy and so forgivable. That is where the man is forged, not in the declaration, in the repetition, in the silence, in the thousand small victories no one will ever see but you. Comment your one line of steel below. The phrase you repeat to yourself at the moment you want to quit but choose to continue. Say it out loud before you type it, and let the next silent man borrow your strength. If this reached something in you, like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence, emerge as a force. When the world tests you, stay cold. Understand this now while you are calm, so that it does not break you later. The moment you begin to rise, the pressure arrives. This is not a possibility, it is a law. The higher you climb, the harder the wind blows, and the men who are unprepared for that wind are the ones who fall the moment they finally leave the ground. People will test your patience. Circumstances will test your resolve. And betrayal, real betrayal, will come, often from exactly where you least expect it, from someone you fed, someone you trusted with a piece of your plan, Someone who smiled at your table while quietly measuring you, waiting for the moment your back was turned. It will sting in a way few things sting, because it is not the wound of an enemy. It is the wound of a hand you once called a friend. And here is where most men lose. Not to the betrayal itself, but to their reaction to it. They explode. They seek revenge that is loud and clumsy and public. They burn precious energy proving a point to people who are never worth the fire. They let one traitor pull them down to a level where the traitor fights best. Rage feels like power. It is not power. It is the moment you hand your enemy the controls and let him steer you straight into the wall. So you will do the opposite. You will go cold, not cruel, composed. There is a difference, and the difference is everything. The cruel man is still ruled by emotion, just an ugly one. The composed man has stepped above emotion entirely and now watches it from a distance, the way a general watches a battlefield from the high ground. You feel the sting. You do not deny it, but you refuse to let it steer your hand. You hold the wound in silence, and you let it teach you, not consume you. When they wrong you, say nothing. Let the silence sit between you, heavy and unreadable. A man who does not react is a man who cannot be understood, and a man who cannot be understood cannot be controlled. Your enemy is waiting for your outburst. He has already prepared for it. He knows exactly what to do with your anger. But your calm terrifies him because he has no plan for a man who simply will not break. He pushed with everything he had and nothing moved. Now he lies awake, wondering what you know that he does not. This is the cold truth of revenge. The loud kind, the kind that shouts and swings and demands to be seen, is the weakest kind. It tells the world you were hurt. It tells your enemy he reached you. Real revenge makes no announcement at all. Real revenge is living well, rising anyway, becoming so untouchable, so composed, so clearly beyond their reach, that your very existence becomes the answer to everything they tried to do to you. Let them watch you thrive. Let them wonder why nothing they threw ever seemed to land. That quiet, that unbothered ascent is a devastation no shouted word could ever match. Understand that these tests are not a sign you chose the wrong path. They are the toll on the right one. Every man who ever built something worth having paid this exact price. The doubt, the betrayal, the nights where quitting whispered sweetly in his ear and told him no one would blame him for stopping. The path to becoming untouchable is lined with moments designed to break you, and each one you survive without losing your composure makes you harder to break the next time. The pressure is not punishing you, it is forging you. It is burning away everything soft until only the unbreakable remains. So when the storm comes, and it will come, do not ask it for mercy. Do not explain yourself to it. Do not perform your pain for an audience that does not care. Stand in it. Let it howl. Let it do its worst and remain standing when it passes, calmer than before, colder than before, more certain than before that nothing this world throws can move a man who has decided he will not be moved. The storm does not ask permission before it arrives. Neither do you when you rise through it. You simply endure in silence until the sky clears and reveals a man they no longer recognize. Comment your one line of steel below. The phrase that keeps you cold and standing on the day the world throws everything it has. Say it out loud before you type it and let the next silent man rise on it. If this reached something in you, like this video, subscribe to Dark Power and turn on notifications. The next lesson is one you cannot afford to miss. Move in silence. Emerge as a force.